In a world where professional footballers are rated based on how many goals they score and their ability to dribble opponents, Toni Kroos rose from the shadows to an exalted place in the football world, riding on the back of his passes, an extremely high football IQ, and his effortless control of the midfield. Also known as the German Sniper, Kroos went on to win the World Cup once and the UEFA Champions League 6 times. Kroos, no doubt, was an elite player, but how good was he in his prime? Fasten your belts as we find out. Born in Greifswald, East Germany, on the 4th of January 1990, Kroos had always been interested in playing football. Well, he wasn't really interested in becoming the best dribbler on the team. He basically leaned towards developing the perfect defense-splitting pass. Well, just like most kids his age that were interested in playing football, he joined Greifswalder FC, a football club in his locality, and with time, it became obvious that he wasn't on the level of his peers. He was heads and shoulders above them, so they had to force him to play barefooted, as it was the only way they could cope around him. Kroos's talent couldn't stay hidden for a long time, and soon he was discovered by scouts from the prestigious Hansa Rostock. Although Kroos was already talented, his efforts began yielding results in this academy, and in no time, he got the attention of Bayern Munich, and he went from playing in a fairly popular team to playing in the biggest team in Germany. But his football career was still far from getting started, just like he had always done. At Bayern Munich, Kroos wasn't like every other kid. He was so good he got called up to the German under-17 side. Beyond just making it to the German under-17 side, he went on to captain this team and also finished the tournament as the best player, even though his team finished with a bronze. At this point, it became obvious that Kroos wasn't going to be an average player. Shortly after the under-17 World Cup, Kroos debuted for Bayern Munich. He was 17 years and 265 days old, becoming the youngest player to debut for Bayern. Well, he could have simply registered his presence on the pitch by touching the ball a couple of times and maybe making some interesting passes. However, that wasn't what happened. Kroos actually provided 2 assists in this match. Interestingly, he needed just 18 minutes to provide these assists. Kroos's first season in Bayern wasn't bad for a 17-year-old. He made 20 appearances, and in each game he played, he made it clear that he had a lot to offer. Unfortunately, he knew if he was going to be the player he wanted to be, he couldn't continue at Bayern because he wasn't getting ample playing time. With this, he decided to go on loan to Bayer Leverkusen. This was clearly a smart move, but life at Leverkusen wasn't much better. His struggle for game time continued, and this caused him a spot in the victorious German under-21 side in 2009. We might never find out what Kroos did differently after his first season at Bayer Leverkusen, but we might as well assume missing out on the victorious German under-21 side made him raise his game. Toni's second season with Leverkusen was a lot different from his first. He took his game to another level, and in a 5-game stretch, the former Madrid star was able to score 5 times and provide 4 assists. That season, he went on to feature in 33 matches, scoring 9 goals and providing 12 assists in the process. Kroos's performance with Bayer Leverkusen earned him a call-up to the German national team. His first match was a friendly against Argentina. Well, due to his performance, he was a part of the German squad that made it to the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Although he was at the World Cup, he failed to start any matches. Nonetheless, his game time was quite decent. He came in as a substitute in the quarterfinal game against Argentina and in Germany's 1-0 loss to Spain in the semifinal. Kroos returned to Bayern after the Germans got eliminated from the World Cup, and things were a lot different from when he went on loan. This time, he slowly worked his way into becoming a regular at the club. In the first season after his return, Kroos featured in 37 matches, and with this he proved he was good enough to be a key player for the German champions. The next season, he went on to partner Bastian Schweinsteiger in midfield, and that season, he played 51 matches for the club and helped them dominate Europe until they lost to Chelsea on penalties in the Champions League final. By 2013, Kroos was already an established part of the Bayern squad and played a key role in helping them win the 2013 Champions League. This could have been the beginning of a long and beautiful partnership between him and the club, but that wasn't what happened. He wanted a pay raise. Sadly, Bayern's president didn't think he deserved one. As he wasn't a world-class player, some players would have easily swallowed this and continued playing for the club, but Kroos's pride was hurt, and he decided to leave Germany. Coincidentally, Madrid came knocking at about the same period, so it was easy for him to make the switch from Bayern to Madrid. Before his move from Bayern to Madrid, Kroos was at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, and in this tournament, he played a key role in Germany's success. Although Mario Götze, who scored the only goal in the final match against Argentina, will always be remembered as Germany's World Cup hero, there wouldn't have been a match for him to play in the final if not for Toni's quarterfinal assist that helped Germany beat France. Toni might not be remembered as the best player in this tournament. Nonetheless, with a rating of 9.79, he was technically the best player in the 2014 World Cup. Kroos' decision to leave Bayern, a team where he was a key part of the system for Madrid, a team that was associated with a lot more pressure than players could deal with, didn't seem like the best of moves. Although Madrid are the biggest team in Europe, Bayern weren't far behind. Well, to him, it was a good choice, as he felt undervalued in Bayern. Contrary to what several people feared, after getting signed for reportedly 25 million euros for 6 years, Kroos didn't struggle at Madrid. As a matter of fact, he got integrated into the team relatively easily. At this point in his career, it was obvious that Kroos was a great player. However, joining Madrid amplified his talent, as his ability to soak pressure and provide killer passes was just apt for Carlo Ancelotti's pattern. At Madrid, Kroos went on to win 5 Champions League trophies. The first 3 were in 2016, 2017, and 2018. The next 2 came in 2022 and 2024, just before he hung his boots. Of course, winning 5 Champions League trophies with one club and 6 in his entire career was beautiful. However, even more beautiful was the fact that he played a key role in these wins. Kroos hung his boots when the ovation was loudest, but it is only a matter of time before the football world moves on from his achievements. However, there is something about him that might never be forgotten, and that was his sublime assist to Vinny Jr. in a Champions League match between Madrid and Bayern. This pass might not have given Madrid the Champions League trophy. Nevertheless, its quality was out of this world, and it was also a game changer for Los Blancos. The football world hoped Kroos would play till his late 30s, as he hadn't shown any signs of slowing down or aging, but the exact opposite happened. On the 4th of May, 2024, he announced he was retiring from the game. It seemed too early, as he still had a lot of gas in his tank, but dude perhaps wanted to retire when the ovation was loudest, and he did just that. Kroos might have never won the Ballon d'Or. Nonetheless, so long as football and Real Madrid are concerned, he has written his name in gold and in the sands of time. Also, he will always be remembered as a legend and as one of the greatest midfielders of all time. This is where we draw the curtains today. So, how good do you really think Kroos was? Let's know in the comment section below. Before moving on, please like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Also, hit the bell button to avoid missing our other videos.